Hello viewers. So today we're going to look at memory palaces and I'll show you how to find one. Right now I'm in the library at Binghamton University. I'm here to pick up some books from my office. So let's go set up our first memory palace. So you want to pick some kind of furniture or something in the room that you can attach your images to. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go back and watch the first couple of videos in this series. So the first location we'll use in this building is going to be that hand sanitizer station you see right over there. So you imagine some visuals you'll play on that desk when you're trying to remember something. So we'll just go around and try to see how many locations we can add for our memory palaces. So here's your first location. Let's go up the stairs here. This can be your second location. Put some things over here on the stairs. And we can place some more visuals here on this glass display. You can see right over here. And we can also use those stairs that are not really going anywhere. That can be our fourth location. Not a whole lot of furniture here in this hallway, so we'll just keep going. Now there is a water fountain over there, but I'm actually not going to use that as a location in this palace. That's because you can see over here the lighting's kind of dim. So if the lighting's dim, it can be hard to see the visuals you're going to be creating in your memory palace. So I don't recommend using that location there. All right, next location we can use this table over here. Now I can use this screen. We could also use this glass display. You can imagine some images inside there that are breaking out and shattering glass, so that can be very memorable. And we can use this location over here. That can be another point in our memory palace. Oh, our sign, keep right. This one, I don't recall it being there before the lockdown. I guess it must be new. So that sign can also be a location in this memory palace. We can use, let's use this cart over here on wheels. And the ATM is another good location you can put in your memory palace. And we can use that newspaper rack too. I guess there won't be any newspapers because they won't be people touching stuff anymore. So that can be a good location for a memory palace. More stairs, but I recommend not using this location. Again, lighting is kind of dim and that can make it hard to see your images, so we'll just skip past this part. Another water fountain, but oh, the lighting just came on. I was about to say lighting was too dim, but Now this works out just perfectly. You can put some more images over here. So we got a conference room here. Looks a little bit too dim to me, so I'm going to say we pass on that one. And use those red chairs over there for our memory palace. So we're on the second floor now. This building has 15 floors, so I might suggest there could be a ton of locations. Actually, I'm going to say there's not going to be a whole lot. That's because a lot of these floors look really, really similar to each other. If you use locations on floors that look similar, it's easy to confuse yourself with some things you on the third floor getting mixed up with things you memorized on the fourth floor. So we're definitely not going to use all 15 floors. So I learned that lesson the hard way on my earlier memory palaces. If each floor is different, you can use different floors, but if they're very similar, only use one. Sorry, a bit short of breath. I just walked up 10 flights of stairs. So we're actually not going to use that water fountain. That's because we already used one earlier on the second floor. If you use locations that are too similar, you can get mixed up. Let's go inside my office and get that book I said I was going to grab. So here you could use the desk as a location, and we could also use the whiteboard over there. That would work too. So there's your first memory palace. A few more tips about memory palaces. You might find if you're trying to memorize something that's very long, but your palace is relatively small, you might run out of locations. What you can do there is just jump to another memory palace. I do this quite frequently. The two buildings you might have in mind might be hundreds of miles apart in the real world. However, in your mind's eye, you can travel to them instantly. So that's not really a problem. So two short palaces joined together can contain a lot of material. Other memory tips. It takes some time to learn the order of the locations in your memory palace. That's why it's best to start at the building you already know fairly well. That can speed up the learning process. Now, you might be in a situation like I was in a couple years ago, where I was living in a very small town and there weren't a whole lot of buildings to explore. That limited how many palaces I could make. Fortunately, there's a way around that. You can just look for virtual tours of buildings around the world, and that can give you a massive supply of memory palaces, even if the options for physical buildings nearby you could be quite limited. I'll put a couple of links in the description so you can check those out. So that wraps up our video on how to build a memory palace. Be sure to tune in for our next episode, in which we'll look at things like how to remember what you studied and other memory tips. Take care.